One of the frameworks that we've incorporated into our classroom this year comes from this book, The Daily Five. It's a framework for reading, and it provides the students with opportunities throughout the day to do their choice, to make their choices with reading. And then it also gives me an opportunity to ensure that they're working independently and quietly, and that allows me to pull strategy groups or to pull students independently and have an opportunity to work with them. The first component of the Daily Five program that I introduced is the Read to Self section, and that's where the students literally do that. They take their book boxes. In the book boxes, they have anywhere from 6 to 8 books that they've selected themselves. A lot of work in pre-teaching needs to go into how to select a book. There will be a range of text available of difficulty, but they all need to be books that they can read independently. There'll be a variety of genres, and again, because it's their choice, you're guaranteed their interest on those and with those particular books. We do Read to Self. They're allowed to sit anywhere in the classroom. We've incorporated rugs and stools and benches. They sit at my desk. They sit on my chair. I don't mind at all where they sit. What I'm most concerned with is how they do it. So to that end, we've developed success criteria for how it looks when we're reading to self successfully, how to sit, where to sit, and quietly, and how to pay attention. We began at the beginning of the year, as per the suggestions in the book, with stamina building. So we introduced it, we modeled it correctly, we modeled it incorrectly, and really assured that students knew how to do it properly. Then we built up their stamina. So we started with a minute, literally a minute, and they all did it successfully. Then we, later in the day, moved to 2 minutes. Eventually, we're up to 20 minutes, and when I am assured that they can sit for approximately 15 to 20 minutes, following the success criteria for Read to Self, then we can move on and introduce the next component. Read to Someone was the next one that we introduced, and I have to say it is one of their favorites. It's an opportunity for them to read to a friend. They read any of the books that they have available in their book boxes. It really promotes fluency, but because there's different ways of doing Read to Someone, it also improves comprehension. It ensures that they're listening to someone else while they're reading, and they're listening for specifics. And it also allows you to bring in some other strategies like visualizing and inferencing that you've been working on in your mini lessons. The children can take that and work in partners. Again, really, really important that they know how to do it, that they're following what we've laid out to be the success criteria for how to read to someone. That takes a little bit of time, a lot of mini lessons, a lot of modeling, incorrect behavior, correct behavior, and then again, building up the stamina. So they'll find the spots in the classroom that they want to sit. We do have special little camping chairs in here and special pillows. So that brings a novelty to it. I don't even let them sit at their desks because they can't quite sit close enough. It's not as comfortable and cozy for them when they're doing Read to Someone if they're actually sitting up at a hard desk to do that. They need to sit in a certain way, but they also too, the part I wasn't certain about, but it did work well, is they really need to use a whispering voice. And a tip that I picked up on the Daily Five website was to have them feel their vocal cords. So that now is just a nonverbal signal in our classroom. When I feel my vocal cords, I'm letting them know that their voice is a little bit too loud right now, and they need to whisper so that they don't feel their vocal cords. So that's worked out really well, and truly it is one of their favorite opportunities when they choose Daily Five activities to when they do have an opportunity to read to their friends. People have asked, because there's varying levels in a classroom always, how do you do that? I don't have to pair students that are reading at the same level at all. Because of the way that the book outlays I read, you read, that gives the opportunity for a less fluent reader to hear a more fluent reader read. And the more fluent reader can model the appropriate reading behavior to their student or to their friend who may not be as developed at reading as they are. That is really easy for them to do. The children really do know who the more fluent reader is, the more developed reader, and it's not an issue. So I will often assign the pairings, and we'll make a point of choosing readers that have an opportunity to learn from their friends who maybe just are a little bit further along. Work on writing, that component is just a follow-up of our Writer's Workshop. So in here we use the Lucy Calkins Writer's Workshop program. I teach that outside of the Daily 5 format. So if the students during Daily 5 want to continue working on something that we're working on during Writer's Workshop, right now it's poetry, then they'll just quietly go off and work on poetry, knowing that it's not an opportunity to conference with me necessarily. It's just an opportunity for them to work on whatever task it is with their writing, again, with clear success criteria laid out for independent work, so they know exactly how it's done. That's typically taught, though, that behavior is taught during the Writer's Workshop time in our timetable. Word work has been designed, in my room, I use their spelling words. Each of the students have their own word list. It's differentiated instruction in terms of spelling specifically. So they do just work from their spelling books. There are a variety of materials that we have to do word work: whiteboards, chalkboards, and magnetic letters. Like it does say on their website and in the book, it's not about the materials. It's about using the words around the room, and primarily their spelling words. So the materials aren't as important as just an opportunity to work with words. And then listen to reading is the self-explanatory, where they have their own headphones, they keep them in their desks, and then they have a chance to go out to the computers. And we use a Tumblebooks format. It's bookmarked for them. Tumblebooks is a wonderful, wonderful website that our school has licensed to use, and they just can go in and read a multitude of books. Wonderful, excellent literature.